guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are doing the Bongoan army review, which is very surprising since most of you guys have recently only been talking about my biggest armies from my other nations, but since you guys would like to see the Bongoan army, why not we go ahead and look at the Bongoan army. So let's get started. So this is the Bongoan army setup. I couldn't set up the whole army like the others because there were a lot of them. There's a total of 300 of them, and I don't know if all 300 could fit on my desk the way it is. But these are the poses, and this nation is a combination of blue and green soldiers, which they're not the only ones that I have a nation mixed. There is the Bamayans, which is consisted of little gray, green, tan, and brown soldiers. Then there's also the Kandaharians, which they're a mix of green and tan. So there's some mixed nations, but yeah, that what makes them so cooler. Now we're gonna go ahead and take a little scan view of the poses for you guys to look. Whoop, there we go. Now the history of these guys is these were once tribesmen that were still having hatred against the Pasajans and other imperial powers during the um, Egyptian Revolution. They were criminals at first. They would rob and raid Pasajan military weapons and stuff, and that's how they got these weapons, because they were mostly from Pasaja. And they helped the Egyptians try to fight for their independence, but they were defeated, but still helped Egypt receive its independence, and also they became a nation along with their independence. So this is one of many powerful nations in the Pacific continent. The leader is this guy, and the general is this guy. So for those who are wondering, why would the blue and green soldiers be together? Well, the blue used to represent the tribes that lived in the plains or actually used to be the tribe that lived in the plains, where they would drink near the river and settle near the river. The green represented the jungle, which they used to be part of the jungle. And these guys were basically a mix of plain and jungle tribes that came together and formed a nation on their own, that vowed to protect their land and to find justice and equality for their people, which did help because more nations like these guys have evolved, and they recently have formed a union where they can have jurisdiction of their land than the foreigners, and they still allow the foreigners to occupy some parts of their territory as long as they keep their borders and everything at peace. So this is the Bongoan army, and I'll have another poll posted later after this video asking if you guys want to see more Pacific nations or more of my other nations. And yeah, I know this video is a little shorter because they're very easy to talk about, but if you want to learn more about other nations, then check out for my poll and select which nation you want to find out, and we will go down to history and the weapons it uses. Speaking of which, we might as well go ahead and tell which weapons they used. So over here, they have bolt action rifles with magazines, and then we have the grenadiers, which these guys are armed with these small light machine guns, the Sten guns, but I don't use them for shooting. I use these guys as mostly grenadiers, but they're armed just in case they get captured. These two are represented as both recruits and guards of the Bongoan army, and they're really good at their job. Here we have the light machine gunners, which is the Basajan Bren gun, the British bread gun that they use, and this is a common weapon that the Basajans used. And these are the like machine gunners that they would use on the battlefield. Then we have the snipers, which are also bolt action, but they're scoped and they're good at ambushing and taking out targets. Depends on the terrain that they're living in. The blue are easily spotted, but if you were a green in the jungle, you will have great camouflage because they can't see you. And then we have the two officers. The green are mostly mostly the generals, majors, and colonels of the army, so they're in charge of the ground field. The blues, there's some blue generals, some blue other blue officers, but one is leader, while the others are soldiers and commanding officers and drill instructors. So basically, these guys are in charge of running things in base and at the home country, while these guys are in charge of the battlefields and other countries that are invading them or when they're at war. So, yeah. Well, that would be it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and be sure to check out that poll about the post after this video has been uploaded, and pick your nation that you want to see and then or want to hear about, and then we'll go ahead and do that nation next. Thank you guys, and don't see you later. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.